Manchester United lose a third Premier League game in a row, and it's another game that Manchester United have not been able to find the back of the net. As well as that, Newcastle absolutely trotted over Manchester United for the first half. Manchester United slightly improved in the second half, but it wasn't enough to get 2 goals and a point, or 3 goals and 3 points. Manchester United 4 losses in a row in all competitions, and on average they're conceding at least 2 goals every single game. So as always, here's 5 things we learn in about 5 minutes. Let's go. Now, number 1, let's start with the midfield. Christian Eriksen and Casemiro cannot start as a partnership, not in 2024 and definitely not in 2025. They don't have the physicality, they don't have the legs, just don't have anything to contribute together in a Manchester United system or in a football system, full stop. And that's no disrespect, because they are 2 players that have had really great careers, but again today Newcastle just had an absolute field day in the middle of the pitch. Joelinton, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, even Alexander Isak dropping deep. Now in the first goal that Manchester United actually concede, you see here Newcastle are able to just utilise that midfield and the space in behind Christian Eriksen and Casemiro, and they have no answer for it. A little 1-2 play, link up for Alexander Isak, who drops deep, and then 10 seconds or just less than 10 seconds he's given from running into the box, from making that run from that position all the way into the box completely unmarked. Harry Maguire has a go at Casemiro after that goal. I don't know what he's possibly saying, but I think it's very evident that Christian Eriksen and Casemiro cannot work together in any midfield against any opponent. And like I said, it's no disrespect to them. Now, Kobbie Mainoo came on around the 30-minute mark, and that completely kind of changed a little bit, changed the dynamic a little bit for Manchester United's midfield, because he went and played next to Casemiro. He added a little ball driving ability, a bit of physicality, but again not enough to help Manchester United see the game at least with a point. Christian Eriksen and Casemiro should not have started in that midfield. On the topic of Kobbie Mainoo coming on, Joshua Zirkzee was hooked at half-time to cheers and applause around the stadium. Now, Joshua Zirkzee will probably leave in the January transfer window because it's a signing that maybe it just not worked out, but it's absolutely unfortunate to cheer a signing off, especially a player that's been here 5 or so months, hasn't really had a run of games. And I always say Joshua Zirkzee is a luxury player, and Manchester United are not in a position to have luxury players. When you have your entire team assembled, that's when you go and buy a player like Joshua Zirkzee. Now, in today's game, he just looked a step too slow, and that says a lot for a team that did not look good at any point during the game. Getting hooked at 30 minutes into the game and to applause and cheers in the stadium can absolutely hurt your ego. It can absolutely hurt your confidence, and it seemed like that when he burst down the tunnel straight after the game, but he came back out afterwards. And I don't know if we've seen the last of Joshua Zirkzee. I'm not going to lie, he could leave in the January transfer window, but that was very unfortunate. Number 3, now, I have to point this out. Alexander Isak's all-round number 9 play was something that Manchester United could not handle, and this is a player that has scored or assisted in every single game for Newcastle so far in the month of December. So I think everyone already knew what they were getting themselves into when Manchester United were facing Newcastle in terms of that front line, but the ability to move across the front line was something that United struggled with, whether it was going on De Ligt's side, whether it was going on Dalot and Lisandro Martinez's side, whether it was through the middle against Harry Maguire. Manchester United just did not have an answer for it. And even when Alexander Isak would drop deeper and get involved with the play in deeper roles, because he's so fluid at dribbling, because he's so able and comfortable to dribble with the ball at his feet and can do it at close range, he's able to kind of just breeze through Manchester United's team, and he did it multiple times, breezing past multiple players comfortably, as well as Joelinton and other players in the Newcastle team. Manchester United, for me, as much as Joelinton was involved, Guimaraes was involved, as much as Tonali was involved, I just feel like they did not have an answer for Alexander Isak, despite the fact that we knew what was coming when Manchester United were facing Newcastle today. Number 4, if Manchester United played for 100 more minutes, I don't think that they would have scored. It's as simple as that. Manchester United have no threat in the final third of the pitch. I mentioned this previously, but teams are noticing if you double or triple up on Ahmad, and here is an example of Newcastle doing it, you will be able to nullify any impact he has. Manchester United have zero influence coming from the wide channels in their wing backs. They had zero influence coming from the main man up top that's meant to hold the ball up for the rest of the team in terms of Rasmus Højlund. No influence from Joshua Zirkzee, no influence from the midfield, and no influence from Amad Diallo because he was just unable to get out of gear one. Newcastle were able to nullify him, and there was times, especially in the second half, where I feel Manchester United definitely woke up and Newcastle did not look as good in the second half as they did in the first half. But even if Manchester United had played for 100 more minutes, I don't think they would have scored. And last but not least, well, Manchester United have lost 3 Premier League games in a row, 4 games in a row if you count the Carabao Cup against Spurs. They got Anfield and the Emirates waiting. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be tough. I don't know, and I cannot understand how Manchester United, I cannot see a result on the horizon for Manchester United, unfortunately. Some of these players are just not good enough, but equally because of that, Manchester United do not have a lot of attributes in the team that they so badly need. And every time we come up against opponents in the Premier League, you see it in the opposition, whether it's the physicality when it comes to being able to win aerial duels, or whether it's able to win ground duels, or whether it's able to cover every blade of grass, whether it's able to win 50-50 chances. Manchester United's players are not able to do that, and it's very unfortunate because in the January transfer window, I don't even know if Manchester United will be able to go out and buy multiple players. We might be stuck with these players for the rest of the season, and Ruben Amorim will have to try and find a tune and get a tune out of them. This back line, Sandro Martinez for me is a shadow of himself. Should Manchester United look to move him on? Man United need resurgence in the midfield. You already know the wing back situation. Manchester United's front line is dire and is calling out for resurgence. There is a big problem at Manchester United, and it's not just the rats that are the problem at Old Trafford. The players are an issue as well, and Ruben Amorim needs to figure out, because right now he's got a 36% win percentage. It's not going to be easy. He told us after the Everton game, and boy, he was not joking, because Manchester United have gone on to win 2 games after that and have lost a heap of games. But let me know your thoughts of the game. Is there really any positives? I can't really take away any positives. I feel like Kobbie Mainoo came on and had an okay performance, but that's it. I have nothing else to say. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe